Hey, welcome to episode 2 of Three Truths. And I am your host, Amy. I've got a new guest for here. Say hello.
Hi, I am Caleb, and I am Amy's friend. Yeah.
Are you trying to do the awkward thing, Caleb? Or are you actually being
I,
awkward?
I
Alright, play the music. You know, it must be weird not having the music to hear, and you're just sitting there in silence while you see the little bar go.
Yeah, the little bar is pretty entertaining.
It's true. That's why I'm sharing it for the actual podcast.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that's supposed to be in only audio medium?
Yes. Uh,
Well, um, episode 2. I figured it's fine that I don't know what we're gonna be doing because we have a good dynamic. Um, we'll see
yes,
how that goes.
we we are best friends. We have hung out approximately 2 times. So
Did we ever go to each other's birthday parties? You
I
would
don't
remember.
think so. You definitely didn't invite me to yours.
At the very least, in middle school.
And I didn't have any birthday parties. I might have one last birthday party, but we'll see how that goes.
One final hurrah.
Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, alright. Well, hello everybody. I don't know what happened in episode 1, but I think that's okay. Uh, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking, you wonderful viewer. Um, I got some new pictures. I don't know if I ever shared the ones from episode 1. And we got art. We got an artist. If you check the description, there is someone named Gabe, the Peepeeman, I believe is what he asked to be called by. That's his alias. Wonderful name alias. Uh, Here, actually, let me pull up the picture. You can see, in this podcast, ignore the Broly. Here you go. Look at this. It's beautiful. Oh, that's not how this pig. We got me Hatsune Miku. Uh, Imperialism. I don't know if I feel qualified to talk about imperialism on this podcast. Uh, maybe I could bring
Yeah.
Lillian on the podcast. We can talk about imperialism then.
I mean, I know you are only you've only done imperialism 2 times, so
Yeah, you got to do imperialism at least 9 times, as we all know, to really get that
yes.
down with the hang of it.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, I also took these wonderful pictures. I guess the last pictures was the thumbnail for episode 1. If I'm actually, I'm gonna have to check because I'm not sure about that. Fact checking here live on the podcast.
we bring you the facts in real time.
That's how you know they're real because I'm showing you the process. Oh, it's so
Exactly.
slow. Caleb, make my internet go faster. Hey, wait, soon as honest.
Oh, in case you're wondering, we are filming this podcast on the last day of Unis Annus.
So now you know when this was recorded.
We may need to cut this part of the podcast out. We aren't sure. Um, our
Oh,
lawyers will get back to us on that one.
yeah, we're gonna have to blur that out. Censor
Yeah.
it whenever we say the name.
Um,
We're actually recording this on the boot of the boot. Oh no, it's still there.
phone, just phone vibration noises.
Why is he everywhere on my? This is my actual pod YouTube channel, and he's just everywhere on my.
Well,
I think I watched
probably
one
because
video
our
from them,
here
and then it's just
is
like,
so
"Do you like him? Do you want to watch more? No, I'm not gonna watch YouTube videos on my pod. This is for podding.
Markiplier is just incredibly marketable for YouTube, I guess. So it makes sense to just.
I see. I didn't. The first episode, the thumbnail's just like the first frame, like the one it auto picks. But
Oh,
I had like when I put the outro, that to the thumbnail. This is just a very blurry picture. Well, first of all, it's blurry because YouTube doesn't, it's not going to put it high quality. But it was blurry in the first place. This was when I was taking out the trash at night. And I'm like, this is a nice feeling. I'm going to
oh
take a
yeah, I think
picture of this for the first pod.
yeah, I think you discussed that in your first pod.
Did I? I
Like
probably did.
it looks terrible,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
love
Mm-hmm. That's a really good tagline. Here, look at this. You see the shine? I love that. Um, so I took,
it's come to Jesus moment.
yeah, so I took more for this pod. I'll just scroll through them. Blurry, thumb, very zoomed in awkwardly. I like this picture actually. And this is just a boring picture that I like. Look at that little golfer in the distance. Ewok. Are people like, I don't know how people are watching this. Obviously on YouTube, I'm not the most accessible for podcasts. So I guess like the ideal circumstance would be listening to it on like in the background on your desktop. So like
We're just
they're not
forcing
gonna
you
see the video. You have to see the video to understand what's going on here.
yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, the Joe Rogan podcast, part of it is, I don't know, they do visuals because there's people there.
I mean, I guess I've seen when people do a visual aspect on a podcast, they explain it to the viewers who can't see what's going on currently. So maybe I should get into the habit of
So,
doing that later.
in case you were watching the video, there were a lot of trees, and I think there was a guy and there was a bench.
There
There,
was a bench. It was a very nice bench. I never sat on it, so I can't say how the quality of the sitting was, but it was a nice bench to look at.
yes. Maybe for the next podcast, you can give insight into whether the bench was good or not.
That's the whole 30 minutes of bench.
Bench.
I mean, like,
You need to get an architect for that.
that's the net. Like, we're gonna get a professional here. As we all know, all the guests here are professionals. What are you a professional of, Caleb?
Um, uh,
Putting you on the
I'm a
spot here.
professional gamer.
He is a gamer. I guess we're gonna set a precedence here. Gamer is allowed on the word on this podcast. Not the P word though, Caleb.
Yes, in case you're wondering what the P word is, replace the I in pig with O.
That's very smart.
So, no, none of that.
None of that. We can't have any of that on this podcast.
So, this podcast is about sincerity, right?
This podcast is about sincerity. That's one of the big points. One of the three triangles of the three truths pyramid. Guess we can know the pyramid is 3 points. I mean, like a food pyramid is like it's not a pyramid, it's a triangle.
Yeah. Dude.
So I guess the three biggies would be sincerity, being yourself, and being open.
Wasn't the food pyramid too complex, so Michelle Obama replaced it with a plate?
Well, they replace it every single like other year. I've seen like 3 or 4 in my lifetime of
I
that.
feel like they had the pyramid and then they changed it to the plate, and that's some. I don't know. I've seen the plate recently.
I don't
Let
think I'm
us
gonna get
know in
many
the
results.
comments down below if you've seen a plate.
Food nutrition on Wikipedia. Yes, we love Wikipedia here. Swedish origin. That's not a pyramid. What is this? Been lied to.
No, you don't see it. It's 7 pyramids linked into each other.
Is a pyramid allowed to have like a curve, like a part of a slice of pizza? Is that disqualify it from pyramidicity?
We're gonna have to ask a professional in math. Maybe you can get some math professional in here for the next pod.
All my friends are gay, Caleb. I don't think I'm gonna get a math whiz on here.
Nah, you don't. You have one non-gay friend, Ethan.
Ethan. I don't know if Ethan's gonna be able to do this podcast with me. I don't know if I've never tried to hold a conversation with him for 30 minutes.
I don't know. I feel like you two. I don't know. You're pretty good at having conversations with people.
I am trying to. I've seen like certain people just like really work well with literally anyone that they come across, and I want to do that too. And I guess I have a good dynamic with Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, we do go to a school that does not have any options for public speaking, so
Do do high
which
schools have
really
that option?
I think that our mutual friend Haley is taking a public speaking class, so so at least one school near us has a public speaking class.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
good friend of the pod.
I've always yes. I haven't talked to them in months or probably a year. I think like I don't know. Whenever I hear about public speaking, it's always in college contexts.
Yeah,
I guess like maybe in the past, it seemed like that was just a really easy elective that was like required. So
and now it's like, oh god, I have to take a public speaking course. This is
I
terrifying.
would rather drop out of college than speak.
Yep. That's
Do you think I
actually
can
the
get?
number one cause of dropping out of college. Actually, that's a lie. And this podcast is about sincerity, so I can't say that.
Then what is the number one, Caleb?
The number one is sincerity.
Being sincere. The I mean, I don't. Sure, man. Sure, man.
Yep.
I don't know how sincere that answer was, Caleb.
So, I wanted to start asking questions like you're the guest to me.
I mean, sure. Let's turn this turntable.
Yeah, let's. So, who is like, how was the first time where you like experienced sincerity? Like, when you realized the truth about yourself and then had to like tell it to other people. So,
You're talking about being trans?
it could be like literally anything. I don't. It doesn't have to be that, but you can talk about. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess beginning of high school, that's when I started to be more of myself. Like I really don't remember before ninth grade. I don't. Maybe that's a thing I'm gonna have to deal with on this podcast. Get through some emotions that way.
Remembering eighth grade.
Remembering the horrible, horrible eighth grade with the teacher we must not name. I gotta stop name dropping on this
She,
podcast because nobody knows what we're talking about.
she who must not be
She
named.
must, yes, for con, yes. I don't know. I realized I was trans in at the end of middle school. Yeah, so I, I don't know. That's when I started to be myself, and then, there's big stereotypes in the online communities I'd seen with I don't know, my first experience with other trans people. You know how they're all ooh ooh nya? That's not a joking stereotype. That's a thing that genuinely occurs. Maybe you've experienced it. You've seen it, not experienced it.
Well, I am friends with you.
Yes, you've seen how nyatness one can be. Uh, such a good word. And I don't know. I guess I in ninth grade indulged myself in that, and I was like, this isn't myself. So I don't know. The other years, 10th grade, 11th grade. I am an 11th grader now, everybody, if you didn't know. Even though most of the people watching this pretty well know me, I don't think I'm gonna get random viewers. This is supposed to be an intimate thing anyways with the viewer.
Yeah.
as I refer to them as the viewer.
The viewer. There's only one.
You have to fight. Only one view per video, and then I delete the video.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, actually, Caleb's the first viewer, so this one's not getting published.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
where was I talking? Yeah, I guess last few years I've been really working with how to be myself, and this podcast is another step in that direction where I want to be more open about myself and because I'm way too quiet. I mean, sure, people can be quiet. That's like personality trait. It's like being introverted. That's not a problem. Caleb, you're introverted. You have a problem. Fix it. I'm taking you on this podcast, and you're gonna get better. You're gonna make you an
I'm not
extrovert.
sure if I am an introvert. I don't know. I have like some, I don't know. I've, it's really weird because in early years of my life, I was always quiet, and then I just stopped. I think because I was just angry, and then I just have never, I've never stopped talking.
Out of spite for the
Forever
world.
mad, forever mad. Um, but I don't know. It weirdly like I feel like so many people have experiences in middle school that are just like, yeah, it probably gets more fleshed out in high school, but like this is where the issues that you have like started and
Uh huh.
like oh hey, I have issues with dealing with people not I don't know, people being unwilling to talk to me and like me realizing, oh hey, I just need an actual friend group instead of just trying to pal around people who don't really like me.
I mean, yeah, in the middle school you went to, there's not. If you didn't have a good friend group, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Leave.
So luckily I did like actually have friends in eighth grade.
Hmm.
But like sixth and seventh, I just didn't really have any dynamic. So kind of sad, but whatever.
Yeah. Where was I? Uh, yeah. So about like not about being too quiet, quote unquote. Um, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I'll ask you questions about being quiet. Uh, why are you quiet? Is it in school you don't feel like is it like in school or is it like everywhere? Where are you where are you most quiet?
I mean, I think I'm getting better about not being so quiet. Definitely better than ninth grade. So I think it's just been an uphill climb since the bottom since ninth grade, and
Started from the bottom.
like when we talk in this friend group, I'm not like 2 words per day,
Yeah,
uh,
you
but
interact.
I do an interaction. Um, shoot, I was gonna say something, I lost the train of thought a second time.
You need to
Uh,
jog your memory.
uh, um, uh, do you have another question to ask? Maybe I'll find it a third time and I'll
Uh,
actually catch it. Rule of threes. We love that on this podcast.
yeah. Rule 3. Um, I don't know. Is it like to the point where in class, like when a teacher calls on you, do you just like die or?
Um, I mean, I think I've been fine with it. Uh, I mean, we've all had that case where someone gets called on class and it's like the longest. They don't reply. The teacher's just so done with them, and you know, they don't want to talk, and it's just the most painful thing. I Maybe that was me in ninth grade. Um, yeah, I still don't. That the train of thought down the gutter. I don't know where it went.
It's been lost to time.
I try to get it that
Let us
it
know
clown's
in the
gonna come for
comments
me.
down below what you think the train of thought was.
Yes, thank you. Uh, if I can't think because then it's just gonna be silence.
Yeah, maybe we should have prepared.
Preparing for this podcast? No, no. You gotta be yourself. Preparation means you're not yourself, obviously. This isn't
Yes.
an excuse.
Yeah.
Uh, this is gonna hurt me. I don't remember.
Well, like, did did you get more or less quiet when you went to Texas?
I think Texas was a really okay. Well, it ruined my. Oh,
Psyche.
maybe this is. I think I might have gotten my train of thought back. Texas. I think I've said before on this podcast ruins me, but it was a very good way to talk to more people. Like in middle school, there was one friend group, and then in Lakeview, I didn't. That's my high school, by the way. Uh, there's a
It's because there's a lake right outside of it. You walk out the door and you just
there's a
plop in.
lake, and you can have a view of it. Not from the school, so it is kind of clickbaity. And I mean, I didn't really try to get an extra friend group. I did get some practice, cause like I did have to get out of my when I decided to step out of like people who had come to the high school with me and get out of my comfort zone. That was probably the biggest step. And then the biggest challenge was clearly Texas, and I think I did a good job. I mean, I was,
You didn't flee to Mexico, so
yeah,
and it was right there, so you
I
could
was
have
an
very
hour from
easy.
the border.
So yeah.
I mean, I was definitely in a better situation in Wisconsin, but hey, look, and a state dropped, even though I think everyone knows where that is. But
Yeah. Everyone who like would watch this,
it's either from
I don't
Texas
know.
or from Lakeview.
Yeah, and as you mentioned in the last pod, make sure to go watch that again. Um,
I need my viewers. I need that view count to go up.
uh, you you said when I was in Texas, I just constantly talked about Wisconsin.
I couldn't shut up. Couldn't shut up about it. Um, I mean, it was. I gotta see. It was a new gauntlet for me to challenge to conquer, and I think I was doing really good. Like I was building up a new world for me, and then
Definitely, definitely seems like you like did better than I would. Being able to actually like make new friends in a complete situation. I've never been good at that.
yeah, I mean, like I'd faced a similar thing in like when I joined our middle school, elementary, and but that was like that was so long ago. This was the real deal.
I definitely think that like also being in a place where there's a lot more people to be around, you can find a friend group that you actually like want have like similar interests with and actually have an opportunity to connect with them over things other than oh hey I'm in the you because uh our middle school experience was there's only like 24 kids in your grade, so you kind of have to get with the program or get out.
Yeah, and oh my god, um, I was just looking at the visualizer. It got a little broken for a second. Yeah, like 500 kids. That was so weird. Even now being in my high school, it's such a small thing. You're gonna see people you recognize constantly in the hallways. But in you know, it's I was I saw like two people I recognized the entire day throughout the hallway. It was weird. Very weird.
like I don't know, some it feels easy to have your friends in the same class as you, like especially in middle school when there's only one class to be in. You're like, oh hey, our schedules match up.
Whoa.
Whoa. Um, but like I don't know, I've never had a big high school experience. I've never been like, oh no, I'll never have any friends in uh so I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're fortunate. What should the name of this episode be? Last episode, Humble Beginnings, that was really easy to come up with. I guess we talk a lot about school, but I don't think School Episode 2 is a very good title.
School stories.
School Stories? I think, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get better than that. I think
School
it's pretty good.
schedules.
School schedules, that's so interesting, Caleb. Good job.
We did spend like a good minute or so talking
That's
about
a
it.
30th of the episode, Caleb. We spent like
Exactly.
more than half about school stories. Well, not
You know,
stories specifically, but I don't know.
just I don't know. I want to do alliteration. So like I keep thinking like
Yeah,
school escapades, but nah.
words
Um,
start.
you just search up words that
Set.
start with S.
What is that word? Set. What?
Sagacious.
Sagacious schools.
What does it mean?
It means wise.
Wise. Oh, great name for the episode. Sagacious schools.
Salvo. Samaritan. Salutatory.
Um, yeah. Uh, how long have we been?
Actually, we're 27 minutes in. That's why I brought up
Oh,
the name of the pod or the episode. A sham.
sham
Semantic.
schools.
Self-righteous. Seething. Scurrilous. Scrutinize. Scrutinizing schools. Episode 2.
Yeah. I mean, we did like talk about the differences and stuff. So
We didn't really scrutinize, but I mean, oh wait, I thought scrutinize was like examining in a bad light. Apparently, I didn't know the actual definition for scrutinize.
uh,
Alright, scrutinizing schools.
that's a very good name.
I, for episode 1, I had like a full-on description, and then I uploaded it, and I realized, oops, YouTube doesn't let you upload over 30 minutes, or over like 10 minutes if you haven't verified your account with a phone number. So the description was just trashed. I couldn't even like get it back.
Oh
So,
no.
so maybe I'm gonna put that in the doc first. Like you'll see, it's very short because like here's the thing, here's 2 sentences, here's the doc.
Yeah. It's always so like I don't know how is being sincere affected by your like surroundings, sincere surroundings.
What do you mean?
Like I don't know. It's like whether who you can be. Like you talked last episode. You have some issues being like in your house. Um, like it. I think that's an interesting thing. Like oh hey, you have to. Sometimes you can't be sincere in certain locations because it's just not. Uh, it's not viable.
I was literally thinking Bible too.
It's just not viable in this meta game.
Yeah, I'm hoping for sincerity any percent anytime soon. Um, yeah, I mean, guess being yourself is a very complicated thing that I'm gonna have to deal with on on this podcast. Not this episode. We're gonna deal with that in another episode. There it is. Tagline.
That's the real
I'll get to it in
tagline.
another episode. No, it's already written down.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Hmm. How do I analyze this? Um,
You should make it an open sans font.
fine. I'm making it all open. Actually, I've got it Amico. I was just like, this is kind of close to Amy. I'm gonna like this font now. but I'll make this episode Open Sans for you. Caleb likes Open Sans very much. I gotta get Open Sans too.
Is that's what they get for guests get for being on the podcast?
Yes, you
They
get
get
to
to
use.
decide what font
Please don't say Comic Sans. I will accept Comic Sans. Wait, what?
you.
No font. Oh, okay, no fonts found. So I got very confused. Um, yeah, about being yourself. I
It's not as
guess
easy as just saying just be yourself because
yes, easier said than done.
there's some places like I don't know. There's also the issue of like who is
You are
myself?
lagging very hard. Wait, again, I have to stop you, Caleb.
Oh no.
Oh Lord, are
Am I
you?
still
Are you
lagging?
oh no, he's so laggy. Oh no, we've got robot Caleb here.
Uh,
I guess I'm gonna hope he fixes that. And oh, I guess
beep boop beep
I
boop.
think you're good now. I mean,
Okay.
of course, you always like you're different in different friend groups. You know, there's different sides to your personality. There's the edgy side, and then there's the animated girl inside me. Um, but I don't know. I
So
do
you
have
don't
to kind
know
of.
Amy is secretly Sailor Moon on the inside
Hey, I've been reading a lot of Sailor Moon. I'm gonna kin them. Is
during
that how do you use the
class.
word? You're on Twitter.
Uh,
Do you know what kinning is?
I don't know.
You don't need to know.
Okay.
I do have to like kind of put up an act like, hey, I'm still your son. Let's hang out. But that is definitely not myself. That is a clear definitionary book description of not being yourself. But I wouldn't really go against the emotional thesis of this pod because sometimes you can't be yourself, and
And that's okay,
and
as
that
long as you understand who you.
I mean I guess that's the sort of same mentality as it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah. Being not okay is being human. So,
He definitely lagged at the end of that, but I'm sure everyone knows what he meant to say.
okay. Um, I, I hope it was wise
Oh
whether or
God,
not
you're dying so bad. We are reaching the last few. I mean, we're getting pretty close to getting longer than the other episode, and you are dying so bad. So maybe I should just call it. Do you have any last words, Caleb?
can am I heard properly?
Oh no! Oh no! I heard can. Caleb.
Ah.
Oh Lord. I'm gonna play the music. Oh no, he left. Yeah, I'm gonna play the music.
Hello?
I'm playing the music, Caleb. This is the outro. I muted you for a reason. I guess while the music's about to fade out, bye everybody. Thank you for watching. Love you as always.
Love you guys.